Retsam's in a prison cell, accused of heresy and treason. The prison cell is currently, the prison cell itself is inside a basement of the Temple of Custodian Souls, or the Temple of the God of Fate. Now, those basements are currently being utilized by dwarfs visiting from Rockhall, some of whom are the denomination of Gond and some of Moradin. This is also the people from the land that which Retsam also hails from, the dwarven nation of Rockhall. Zanzyk has recently regained his mobility after dying, after being turned into a 3-dimensional puddle. Because apparently puddles can exist in 2 dimensions, not just 3. He reconstituted most of his bone matter, apart from one shin in his foot, which unfortunately he was unable to repair. He's still suffering from the effects of his death, but I'm sure he'll get over himself. And the rest of the party and Zanzyk are planning for a trial that they know Retsam will at some point be forced to endure. So, would the party, bar Retsam, have returned to the pub, their home, to reunite and to battle plan?
No.
Or would you have stayed in the temple?
I think Zanzyk is going to stay in the temple. I would suggest to the others, because he has a lot of writing to do tonight.
I'm not sure we all... of course, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't we, have ideas already about where each of us was going to go? There's no point in going back to the tavern for it?
Well, we probably do need to sleep.
Oh, yeah, that's the thing.
Yes. It is a thing. A rest is a required thing you have to do from time to time.
Yeah. In that case, never mind.
Of course, Zanzyk has the benefit of the fact that currently he is mostly immobile, meaning he could just sleep in this convenient hospital bed he's in. Whereas the rest of you, unfortunately, you will have to return to the tavern.
Okay, then.
I would ask them to get me paper before they left, and something to write with, and 2 big branches that are roughly my height.
Is that to bring back today or to bring back in the morning?
If they could bring back today. Before they retired for bed.
I'll find her. I'll find him some. I'll go, ask around, because I don't think I'm carrying any.
At least chest height for Zanzyk.
That's a lot of paper.
No, the branches. But yeah, probably that much paper too.
No, wait a minute. All I heard was that you were asking for paper. What about branches?
I need 2 branches.
Okay. I legit thought you were asking for that much paper.
I mean, he has got a lot of writing to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I also want 2 branches that are roughly his chest height.
I may need some help with that.
I will help you.
You are a tiny girl.
Okay. I'll get the paper.
I have 2 words for you, Azentys.
Yes.
Dimension door.
Yes! Well, that didn't work last time. Because you had another 2 words for me at that moment.
Counter spell.
Counter spell.
That's 1 word.
Yeah, you're right. Okay.
So the party members who are able to leave, would you like to head directly back to the tavern?
I bet Chris would have paper.
Alice will head straight back to the tavern.
I'm heading back to the tavern because I know that Zanzyk needs stuff, and by the sounds of it, he'll probably need some quills and ink and everything. So I know that I'm chaotic, but I also know that Azentys is like, yep, got it, go back. Oh, we need that. So
you just bring him paper and branches, you don't bring a quill, you don't bring ink, you just bring the for the asked for.
I resent that.
But that's what you were going to do.
I don't disagree.
I resent all of that. Sorry. Just grabbed a pen.
She's threatening me with a pen. Oh,
Oh wait, it wasn't even a pen. It was a tiny screwdriver.
Oh, that's even worse.
I know.
Tiny screwdriver for a tiny dwarf.
You're right.
That's excellent. When we get to the pub, or when we eventually get to the pub, am I travelling with you guys at the moment?
Yeah, I would think we walked out together.
Okay. Unless you're both going to run off and disappear on me again.
That wasn't the intention this time. Not for
This
me,
time.
anyway.
I'm not planning on it anyway.
Alice may bolt in that direction. I don't know.
Okay. So I'm actually going to need to get something. I'm unsure if I know if Courtney's character has the bottle of Goddard's wine or Goddard's alcohol.
Yeah.
Do I know? Whiskey.
I'm sure I've taken it out in front of you guys before.
Yeah. Okay.
That sounds super weird. I'm sorry.
I'm going to need some of that tonight.
Oh, okay. Just make sure to give it back to Chris when you're done.
Okay.
Please don't break it.
It can't be broken, I don't think. It's Goddard's.
Okay.
Well, it could be broken, I guess.
Be careful. Just be careful with it.
Absolutely. I'm very careful with everyone else's stuff, apart from my own.
Roll me a dex save. No, I'm
I haven't even given it to him yet. I'm careful with everything. Drops dagger on foot. That's why I'm not giving you the bottle. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'll give it to you. Just imploring you to be careful with it.
Of course. And I'll stick it in my bag, roughly. Just to add emphasis.
Okay.
Right. It clanks against something in his bag.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Walking back to the tavern.
Okay. It's actually quite a pleasant evening. There's a bit of chill to the air, but it's bright. You can see the stars. It's not raining. It's actually quite a pleasant walk. There's no sounds, there's no violence, there's no screams, there's no sudden explosions. It's just like the city is just winding down for the evening.
Someone might have to make sure she doesn't walk into anything, because this isn't really something that we see all the time.
I was going to say, give us 30 minutes and we'll be doing that.
Just make sure she doesn't walk into anything.
You eventually find your way back to the tavern. The door is fastened appropriately. It's not propped up in place. It actually opens like a door should now. Chris finally managed to get the door fixed. There's just a little sign that says, "Please don't break this door." This is the 5th one this week.
Day since door-related incident, 0.
Days since we had to replace the door, 1.
Chris, as I open the door.
Chris, it's not immediately obvious.
He's a big fucking dragonborn.
He's not there.
Ah.
I was trying to be polite and say he's not fucking there.
Well, I was being oblivious, as Blitz always is.
Because if he is generally, when he is there, he is immediately obvious. He is not immediately obvious.
Okay. Pooh boy!
The 2 Eladrin elves who generally man the bar during normal operations are stood behind the bar, and they are both serving the few patrons who've come in alcohol.
I'll go up to them.
One of them sort of drifts over to you and just slides a shot glass in front of you.
Oh, no, not tonight. Or at least not right now. I have things to do.
Oh,
Where's
I know.
Yeah.
Well, I say I know. I have a feeling you'll need it.
Oh?
They gesture, but gestures to the other one. We just know. That's why we're some of the best bartenders. We just know what people need.
Is there something in the shot glass sitting in front of me right now?
There is.
Well, all right.
Plus,
I appreciate you looking out for me. Or are you asking me to take that to somebody?
No, it's yours. If you approach the bar, you're after a drink.
I was actually looking for Chris.
He's in his office.
Okay.
They push the shot glass towards you. You'll still need that. Trust us.
Right now, or should I save it for later?
But I've poured it now, so you might as well drink it now.
Okay. We'll down it.
This, however, they push another drink towards you. It's in like a sealed cup. Is for later. It's apple juice.
Oh, right. Okay. I'll make sure that gets to who it needs to go to.
You'll know.
Right. Takes it and heads for the stairs.
I will follow. Since
And
I've just seen her
Alex
go.
will follow up behind as well.
You as you're heading up the stairs, there's just a do 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 as a halfling's trotting down the stairs, bucket in one hand.
Oh, hey there. And continues up.
He waves. Hi guys, bye guys.
Hey, Brian.
Hey butler.
Sorry, I meant bitch.
Takes one to know one.
Oh, boy.
But you're mine. Oh, did I just smell something? Think there's a spillage on aisle 2. Off you go.
No, that's just you catching your own tail breeze.
Ooh. Right. Listen, you little shit.
He's already gone.
Picker. You shit picker.
He hasn't stopped listening to you. He's just gone.
I'll get him later.
So,
I knock on the door.
and
Actually, just out of curiosity, can I reach the door handle?
you can.
Okay. All right, I'll walk in.
You have to jump for it, but you can get it.
Damn it. Okay, that's fine.
You see Chris. He's sat behind a rather nice, well-appointed desk, and there's some filing cabinets on either side, and a pair of like relatively comfy-looking chairs is set in front of the desk. He has a pair of glasses perched on his snout, which I'm not sure if they're for comedic effect or whether or not they actually serve a functional purpose. But he appears to be doing the books. He has a quill in one hand, a ledger in front of him, and writing. He's put the quill down as you walked in. He goes, "Oh, good evening." He's pulled the glasses off his face. "How are you all doing? I'd offer you all a seat, but I've only got 2, and there's 3 of you."
Oh, don't worry about it. I just need some paper.
What, just like loose leaf paper?
I guess. It's for Zanzyk.
Of course it is.
I think we need writing paper, decent writing paper.
He leans down, opens a drawer, and just pulls out this like leather, almost like bag. It's like a messenger's bag. Just slides it across the table at you. It's my on-the-go kit. I'd appreciate it if you could bring it back when he's done.
Is there... can I flip open the top and look for, like, quills and ink and stuff like that?
It's all bound together. So, like there's different pockets inside that are like held shut by straps. There's paper in one section. It's all like individual leaves of a book. It's like how essentially it's the best you can get. Essentially, there's like travel quills that are like reinforced in places. Like it's a very primitive looking fountain pen. Essentially, a number of different ink cartridges.
Oh, good. This will do very nicely.
It cost quite a lot, so I'd appreciate it if you didn't break it, get it burned up, or some other way destroy it.
I'll make sure Zanzyk is aware of that.
That fills me with confidence. He tries to sound sincere. He doesn't succeed.
Would you rather I make sure he doesn't blow anything up? I mean,
if he breaks it, he buys it.
Oh, in that case, all right.
I'll just buy another one.
I will bring it back when he's done.
Good. So, is there anything else I can do for you, or are you just here to ask me for paper and then swan off again?
I'm actually going to write a letter, and I need you to get it sent the way that you did last time to the same person as before.
He spends a moment just sort of looking at you.
For Retsam.
You see the scale like above his eyebrow, like almost twitch in approximation of raising his eyebrow. You hear the scales like creak as he tries to raise his eyebrow, or what would be his eyebrow. Like there's no ridge; it's just like crack, crack, crack. I'm assuming that as please, can you have a letter sent to? Who are you sending the letter to?
Goddard's son.
Oh, you want to send a letter to Ricklin?
Yes.
I certainly can do.
Wonderful.
How quickly do you need it delivered?
Tomorrow. For Retsam.
Right. You understand he's in Northdale, generally,
No.
right?
How long will it take? How much will it cost? Don't worry about cost. Just take it out of my wages.
How long can you afford not to be paid for?
I haven't been paid hardly. I think I've earned 5 gold so far.
Right.
And 3 of them were from the drow, right?
Absolutely.
We don't pay him. He doesn't realise shit.
I'll get it sent. Just go and write it.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you. And I'll just sit on the end of his desk and just pull out a piece of paper and start writing. Dear Rickland, or is it Reichland? I can't spell your name very well. Retsam needs your help. All shit's about...
The Dragonborn's head just comes down as he just puts his hand like over his forehead and it's like round his snout and he's like, oh, the pain.
And I'll just carry on scribbling and explain what has happened. And I'd like some advice. Also, I'm hopefully going to be talking to his dad tonight and date it. Lots of love. Blitz.
I love the idea he actually writes lots of love.
As Chris watches this, he's like, that poor courier is going to die.
Oh boy.
When you say that, I said I shouldn't have put brotherly love then, no, because like he's almost like a brother now, you know. But I didn't write that. I just put love. Here you go.
Chris
I'll
folds it in half again, and just puts wax on it and just seals it with the Wandering Tavern stamp and goes, "It's done. It's done."
I'll be back shortly. And she's got the thing in her hand.
Are you going back to Zanzyk?
Yes.
He stands up. He might need a pair of these. He pulls out a pair of crutches in wood that are maybe a little bit too tall for Zanzyk, but workable. He sort of hands them to you. They're like easily 2-3 times your height.
Right. Okay. I mean, I have an idea. I mean, it's a travel thing, right? So I can wear it like a messenger bag. You said
it goes a little bit further close to the floor. Feel like it hit the back of your knees.
That's fine. That's fine. So that's on. I've got a crutch in one hand, and I probably look really, really dumb. I'm just gonna look up at Chris and be like, "I'll be back in a little bit," and I'm gonna dimension door back to the temple.
Chris just watches the door opens and Xander just walks through it. He was like, I need to put a no magic in my office rule in, don't I? He says to Alice.
I would probably advise it, yeah. Or wards. Anti-magic field.
Yeah, but I'm going to put those on the actual business area first so no one gets blown up again. That's a bit worse for business. Yeah.
That really hurt.
If it's any consolation, I know it really did.
Right, we need to go and dig up some of his trees now. Can you help us?
Why did you dig up his trees?
He needs 2 saplings or something that are up
He
to
asked
about.
for branches, assuming that he could make crutches out of them, I guessy. So
No, he was going to plant them he's a druid. He's going to have them. That's what I understood. Get the worms and the mud and all that
I
stuff.
will not touch a druid's trees without their permission. I like keeping my scales where they are.
I'll do it. Are you coming, Alice?
No.
Well, he told us to. I'll go, and I'll leave to go and pick up a tree or two, or a sapling.
Just looks at Alice.
she watches Blitz go, and she's like, I'm gonna laugh when Zanzyk kicks the shit out of this.
So long as he doesn't do it, and you're near the tavern, because we can't keep affording to rebuild the whole fucking place every month.
She looks at him and she goes, when you're slightly less busy doing, running the pub.
What, like my boss's job?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When you're slightly less busy, can we have a chat?
By all means. What would you like to talk about? And is it something I can prepare for ahead of time?
She kind of thinks. And she's like, maybe?
He just tilts his head questioningly. Like, it's just a little tilt. And you're going to expand on... Oh, you're right. You're intentionally being invasive because you're trying to ask about particular connections I may or may not possess in the city.
Possibly.
Cool. I'm glad we've definitely not had this conversation. I definitely won't prepare for anything that definitely can't happen because I don't have anything like that.
That's very helpful. Thank you very much. Come find me when you have time.
I don't have time to talk about these things. I definitely won't have time in approximately 48 hours.
That sounds very good. Thank you very much.
I don't know what the fuck you're thanking me for. I don't know what you're thanking me for. Get the fuck out of my office.
And she just turns and leaves.
There's just a sigh, and you hear the glasses begin to unfold with a slow creak.
And she'll close the door behind her. What kind of time is it at the moment?
It's early evening. You're pushing sort of point where you probably don't want to be, you want to be going to bed in the next couple of hours.
Yeah, she will go down, get some food and a drink, and then, settle down for the night.
Mm-hmm. Blitz, you're in the middle of the tavern, in the middle of one of the biggest cities in the immediate region. Where are you going for your trees?
Into Zanzyk's garden.
You open the door out the back to go to Zanzyk's garden. There are herb plants. There are flowers. Zanzyk, do you grow any trees in your garden?
No. There wasn't space.
Could you say that louder for the class?
No, there wasn't space.
Your nearest trees, Blitz, are on a publicly owned park.
No, I'm not that dumb. Unless I can see that I'm right in the foresty bit where they can't see me. But I don't think I'll do that. I'll look for branches on the floor. Long ones.
As you wander towards the park, roll me a good investigation check, shall we? Hey, look, this is the first check of the evening, isn't it, guys?
I believe it is.
It
Other
is.
than that one now.
Yikes, where am I?
You find on a 21 several branches, two of which fit the description that Zanzyk gave you. They are, however, very pointy, and you can't quite identify what kind of tree they come from.
I don't care. She asked for branches. I don't really know too much about. That's Zanzyk and Retsam job nature. So I just pick them up.
Okay. You pick them up. They're quite
Lift
heavy.
them over one shoulder.
Yep, easy. Do you head back up toward the temple?
Well, the pub. How far away is the pub or the tavern? So
It's not far. It's generally not very far. You only had to walk like a couple of like. It's like walking across the town square. Like it's not far.
oh, I'll go back and I'll tell them that I've got it and I'm going to go.
Okay, you open the door to the pub and Alice is just getting a drink from the bar. Alice, you've just been handed a pint.
Cool. Does she get told what it is?
No. You also then handed a small meal. We knew.
Thank you. And she
You're
will
welcome.
sit down at the bar and eat and drink, and then when Blitz puts his head in. So you didn't steal any of his trees then?
Do you know what? For a druid, he's got no trees.
I mean, the garden isn't huge.
Well, I don't know. I just imagine there were trees out there and stuff. Oh well, I should go out more, I guess. Out the back door instead of the front door. Right, I've got some branches. To the two elves, I need 5 or 6 cups.
Then, like, you watch both elves. Like, they're identical twins, but their both heads tilt in the same direction at the same time at different ends of the
And
bar.
Alice's. Why?
To share out drink later.
As we expected.
Obviously.
You are handed several small cups.
Excellent.
They're all made of wood rather than of glass or anything else.
That's good.
We
Zanzyk will
know
like
the
that.
habit of breaking things.
On purpose.
Please don't set these on fire. We like these cups.
Do you know the recipe that was a pickup for Zanzyk the other day that Chris made? It had some stuff and some of his vodka.
Chris knows a great deal about remedies utilized in a traditional sense from his native island.
No. Do you know it?
We were getting there. No.
Excellent. Okay, can you do me a favour? When you see Chris next, can you get him to mix it up and then get Shit Bucket Boy to bring it up to us up at the temple? We're going to need him again in a bit.
You still have 1 dose, do you not?
Possibly, but
Yeah,
3 or 4 more is fine.
Unless he's drunk it, Zanzyk still has the other half of what Chris made for him.
Okay. Well, I think a few more doses will be good.
I
Shall we go?
don't think a few more doses will be healthy.
Maybe not for him, but for us it might be great.
We will find a way of making them when they're required. We always know.
Stick my hand behind my back. How many fingers am I holding up?
No need to be rude.
Okay. Well done. I turn around and I walk out the door.
You turn around, you realise you were stood in front of a reflective surface.
But they still got the 2 fingers.
Yep. And you head out back up towards the temples. Fair. I would cut to the temple scene, but as you can see, well, unfortunately, the podcast can't see. As the players can see, Claire is no longer in her chair because she's had to nip to the bathroom. Ta-da! It's my hand on the screen. Instead, we shall jump to a cell. Retsam, your constant companion is when the beats of the buzz of the beats of the hummingbird's wings as it buzzes around the room. It's quiet.
Would one describe it as too quiet?
One might almost say that, though occasionally you hear the shuffling of feet just outside the door.
I will begin drumming on the floor and singing.
Roll me a performance check.
Oh, I will give you such a performance.
And what are you singing?
They tried to try me as a heathen, but I said no, no, no. And that is a 20.
That was beautiful.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Do you know what? Just take the fucking inspiration, you bastard.
Thank you, thank you.
You just hear occasionally the shuffling of the footsteps matches the tempo of the song. And then it stops like heretics.
Hearing that what can only be described as a mumble will actually encourage me to give at least like a 15-minute freestyle breakdown of music. No doubt songs that I've heard Blitz perform on stage, maybe some of the warm-up tunes from the warm-up tunes, air quotes, from the Battle of the Bards, and including my favourite tune, I Killed the Pargo, but I did not kill the Red Dragon yet.
He's on fire.
Not yet. Let me get up to the Red Dragon first.
Yeah, we got lit.
I am offended. That was so fucking appropriate. So, as you continue saying this, you hear very quietly, I killed the Pargo, but I didn't kill the Red. It's like, no, I must not. There's a thud as you like get the impression you might have just headbutted the wall and like, no, I must resist.
And with that, like after that, I'll give it a small break and I'll take a sup from the beer, and I'll try and pour a little out for the hummingbird.
As you sort of put some drops onto the floor, the hummingbird just like lands and just leans down and like starts sipping from it. As it starts buzzing round, it misjudges one of the corners, and you just get the impression it's now drunk flying.
I will, of course, reach out my arm to make sure it has somewhere close to land, so it doesn't get hurt.
It goes to perch on the tree, and just his legs just miss, and it body checks one of the branches on the little tree that's growing out of your arm, and just stays there, just holding on with its wings, just like.
I hope you enjoyed that, little fellow. Can't give you too much, but drinking is a social thing.
All you hear is this very slight. This dinky ass hummingbird is now snoring.
Well, now he's asleep. I will actually begin talking through the door. I'll just be like, I know it's generally frowned upon, and you don't have to talk back, but a bit of company. I hope you don't mind if I converse at you. And you know what? I'm actually going to begin retelling to this complete random stranger that I can't even see the history of Retsam after he left Brockhall.
You recount your personal tale from the moment you stepped out of the borders of your home country to this exact moment. It takes you a good number of hours. So you get the impression this guy was only at the beginning of his shift. He never says a word to you, but he's just stood there listening. You can't see him, but you get the impression he's listening.
When I get to the end, I will finish with a maybe I didn't always make the best of choices, but I've always tried to put more good into the world than I have taken out of it.
You hear some footsteps as you get the impression the figure's just walked away.
And with that, I will start. Well, I will actually go lie down, get a bit of rest while I let my hummingbird rest, sleep off its buzz. Buzz.
Fair enough. And as Retsam settles down for his evening, he assumes. Snooze. We'll cut the hospital bed. Sense your compatriot's gone for a good amount of time, but now passes in peace and quiet. Your companion, just the pain of your leg and ankle, just that continuous throb of pain, and then as you're slowly drifting to sleep, a huge blue door just opens, and you get hit by a cold draft. And Azentys walks out of this blue door, holding what looks to be a messenger bag, strung across her shoulder, and what looks to be two quite large crutches.
I mean, the knees knock. This is my bedroom currently.
Sorry, I was bringing you what you asked for.
Thank you.
And I would have just walked here, and looks to the crutches that are like twice her height. It might have taken me longer.
No, it is appreciated. Thank you.
So I'll make my way over and prop the crutches against the bed and slip out of the bag and hand it up.
I will take both pieces. Can I druid class onto the crutches?
They're made of wood.
I would like to druid card mushrooms all the way up. Different types.
You take Chris's perfectly well carved crutches and you populate them with mushrooms.
Yep. I am going to draw this up. I will also take messenger bag and put it to one side. I presume there's like a little desk over somewhere.
Nope.
Not even like a bed. Not even like a bedside table.
Nope.
Oh.
However, conveniently in the bag, it's a small wooden portable tray that has legs that folds out, so you can write while lying down.
Oh, that will be most convenient. Isn't this I forgot something earlier. I don't have any food for Flicker.
Do you mean boots?
No, I mean that he does actually eat.
As she says the B word, a boot lands on her head.
Ow.
I mean, you know the rule.
What rule?
Don't
say the B word.
Yes.
I'll remember that. What does Flicka eat?
Just some meat or just something to tide him over. I'll get him food properly tomorrow.
Oh, all right. And a treat. I'll see what I can find. Maybe the
something.
Maybe Chris has some scraps.
He especially likes bacon.
Oh, well, definitely ask Chris then.
But not the vegan bacon. Weirdo.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that goes for most of us.
I know, that's why I like it. You don't eat my food.
Okay. Yeah, all right.
Azentys, there's one other thing in case I forget tomorrow. Don't need
What's
to do
that?
now. You and Alice should probably sign up with the guild.
The guild, like the Thieves Guild?
No, the Adventurers Guild.
Oh. Okay, well, I mean, when there's multiple guilds in a city, you gotta specify.
Because I'm well known for being part of the Thieves Guild.
Oh, well, you know, kind of stammers for a second. It's like, listen. All right, Adventurers Guild. Got it.
Conveniently, the Adventurers Guild is one of the buildings that is directly opposite your pub.
That's good to know.
I hate having to walk far to get to work.
I'll go first thing in the morning. And I'll bring Alice with me.
Just as a precaution.
Precaution? Care to elaborate?
I intend to file some paperwork with them tomorrow. And you should both be included in that. And you will be.
What kind of paperwork?
We had a full plan to deal with the Red Dragon all along. I mean, we've never formalized it, but we kind of already had a plan.
I mean, we did have some ideas.
Mm-hmm.
It just
formalize it.
Okay.
It is at this point, Blitz enters the room with two very long sticks or branches. They're not pruned; they naturally have fallen off of a tree.
Hand them over, or just
He takes them. Thank you, Blitz.
you're welcome. They're not heavy, or they're not too heavy. You put them over her shoulder.
I will fashion them into crutches.
Oh, you did want them for crutches then?
I have a lot of walking to do tomorrow.
So you're saying you need 4 crutches?
Maybe.
Well, I guess now she has 4 crutches. I guess now he has 4 crutches.
4 crutches.
And I'll motion to the mushroom-covered ones behind me.
4 crutches, 5 practice swords, and 4 bloody shields. Okay. I'm happy.
I have a lot of plans.
I have some plans as well.
Good.
I need to go pray in the temple.
While I'm thinking about it, and Raj, she's gonna take the sealed glass out and hand it to Blitz.
No.
You're handed a sealed cup.
Okay then, I'll stick it in my bag with the other bowls and cups.
The Eladrin and shit. Sorry. The Eladrin had that.
You mean the spooky too? Yeah.
Yeah. They told me to give that to you.
Thanks.
Said you'd need it.
Oh, I might need it tomorrow because I'm gonna go do some praying. Alice or Azentys, maybe later on you could just check on me. I'm not going to be around for too much tonight. Just
where
you'll hear me, or I'm going to be in the praying bit, and I'll describe one of the chapel areas where you pray.
I'll stop in.
There is for this temple, there's it's like a cathedral. There is a main hall where you can just sit in a pew and pray. Or you can go back outside, and there's several sort of travelers' chapels for this day, for the custody of souls and for Goddard across the front of the building. It's entirely up to you that you use the covered space inside, or whether or not you go outside.
Oh, I'll do it inside.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question. Is Zanzyk's bag there?
Yes.
Awesome. Otherwise, I'm just going to have to send someone to fetch it.
Is it, though? I've said yes, thinking about it. You died.
Uh-huh. But they took all my stuff with me.
Yeah, which means it would have been in Retsam's possession. And then he was arrested while you were dead.
We were back to the tavern between the time of him dying and him being arrested.
Retsam, would you have put Zant's bag to one side in your room in the tavern, or would you have kept it with you?
I wouldn't have kept it with me because we were arrested at the tavern. I wouldn't have picked it back up when we were at the tavern. It's probably behind the bar, if I'm honest.
Okay. Your bag is not here. It is probably behind the bar in the tavern, if I'm honest.
I look around. Oh, Azentys, I'm the worst.
What's wrong?
I need my bag.
Where is it?
I have no idea.
Wait,
I'm assuming you didn't leave it on the battlefield.
No, someone picked it up. Let me run back to the tavern really quick, because I haven't seen it since we got back.
Thank you.
I would think it would be at the tavern. I know somebody picked it up. Do you need it, or do you need something specific out of it?
No, I need the bag. It has Flicker's toys, and
You say toys. A squeaky toy lands on your bed.
yes, Flicker, I know you're there.
Flicker just appears on the bed. He's like just got like 3 other toys lodged in his mouth.
I pat him.
Can't Flicker go get it? Just out of curiosity.
Flicker, do you know where my bag is?
He drops the toys. These are toys that were in your bag.
Can you go get my entire bag?
He hops off the bed, just like you see got under the bed.
So
Just,
the bunny's in
just
it for you.
pulls your bag out from under the bed.
Ah.
I know the Bernies would get him on side.
Aw.
He's looking up at you, like wagging his tail obediently. The bag had been at the tavern. And logically, it should still be there. However, this dog is not logical.
Smartass.
Flicker's just sat there wagging his tail.
That's
All right. When I'm back
very
to the
impressive.
Bernies,
The dog barks, disappears,
he's a Bernies, isn't he?
comes back. He has a different bag.
Oh dear.
He drops the bag.
Do I recognize this bag?
You do.
Whose bag?
It's Retsam's.
Like,
He barks, wags his tail, disappears again.
wait, do we think he could do that with Retsam?
Retsam, a dog appears in your cell.
He's a very smart dog.
My eyes adjust to the sight of a dog. Flicker?
Woof is all you get from the dog.
Oh, who's a good pup? You deserve extra boots.
There's a like. There's the dog looks at you, the eyes go wide, disappears again. A boot lands on your head a second later. And then you can roll me a d8.
Whose boot is it?
Whose boot is it?
5.
You take 5 points of bludgeoning damage as something heavier lands on your head.
Oh no.
What is the heavier thing that landed on my head?
It is your hammer.
Oh.
Flicker
Oh,
lands
no.
in front of you, wagging his tail.
Oh, Flicker. I'm going to make such a fuss over the pup and be like, okay, I need you to look after Zanzyk, okay?
There's a bark.
Perfect. I will be here if you need more cuddling, Flicker. I'm not doing much else.
The dog just sort of nods, looks at the hammer, looks at you, looks at the door, looks at the hammer, looks at the door.
Ooh.
Blinks a few times.
Part of me wants to knock on the door.
Leans down, takes the hammer like in his mouth and tries to drag it over to the door.
I'm going to pick up the hammer and approach the door.
Mm-hmm.
Can I check to see if the door's locked?
You can.
Then that's what I want to do.
Roll me an investigation check.
7.
The door doesn't budge.
Does anyone respond to my obvious tactical...
You very faintly hear the other side.
We're Look at my screen.
I am going to cast myself, speak with animals, and I'm going to talk to Flicker.
As you look down at him and you cast, he goes, "Hi,
Hey, Flicker.
what's going? I spent time with Chris.
Did you? How
Yeah,
did
when
that
he's
go?
drunk, he says funny words like that.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. He
No.
says he shouldn't talk like that because that's how his brother talks. His brother's a dick.
His brother's a dick. I'll remember that. Retsam will remember that. Now, why are you bringing me my hammer, little pup?
Wait. Someone said boot. He disappears. He reappears again. Sorry. Habit.
Do you understand what's going on with me, little Flicker?
You're in a... He looks round. Bad room. You're in timeout.
I am, yes. Because some people think that I'm a bad man.
Then I'll pee on them.
That's what Zanzyk is going to do. Zanzyk is going to pee on them with words. And make them feel bad.
Okay.
So I need you to look after Zanzyk.
Doing that anyway.
I know, but I am asking you for me. Extra double secret probation watching Zanzyk.
Okay. Wait. They said it again. Somewhere, Zanzyk, you just hear, fuck, where did that boot come from? And as you hear the word being said, you thud, another one! Retsam, the dog reappears.
Zanzyk, we should test this.
Now, can you take my hammer to Zanzyk?
Yeah, but it's yours.
Yes, but we don't want the bad people to know I've got it.
Oh. Is this like when I'm in timeout, Zanzyk will take my boot away?
It would be like that, yes. If they see my hammer, then they will put it somewhere where we won't find it. Very far away.
Uh-oh.
But if Zanzyk has it, then it will be there when I need it.
Yes. It'll be with Zanzyk when you need it in a timeout room.
Soon I will be in a bigger room and Zanzyk will be nearby.
You guys go to different rooms a lot.
Yes, we do it just to taunt the gods above. They are watching upon us, playing with our fates.
I just like boots.
I pick up the boot that landed on my head and I just put it an inch above Flicker and I just drop it lightly.
Flicker looks at the boot as it bounces off his head. Looks as it lands on the floor, looks at you, looks at the boot, looks at you. That was not a smart idea.
We must always be aware of what we get, what we put into this world, little Flicker.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you please take my hammer to Zanzyk for safekeeping.
The dog grabs the boot first, stands its hind legs, and uses the heel of the boot to smack you across the face. Only I drop boots. He then grabs the hammer, letting the boot just smack off the wall, and vanishes. Sans, from your D20.
Oh boy.
There is a crack. Probably a D8.
6.
As Flicker accidentally drops the hammer on your other leg.
My good leg?
On your good leg.
I scream.
Oh.
as Flicker appears in a tumble, misjudging with the weight of the hammer quite where he was porting to.
Oh, at least it wasn't the bad leg. And I'm gonna walk over and pick the hammer up. Wait a minute. Isn't that... I'm gonna look at Flicker. Where did you get this?
He yips and just wags his tail. It's very clearly Retsam's hammer.
Yeah. Oh, Zanzyk, I think this is interesting.
Oh, my dog has been collecting things again. How is that interesting?
He yips.
He collected Retsam's hammer.
Oh. Well, we should probably not keep that out in the open.
Yeah.
Why don't you put it in my bag?
I will do so immediately.
Is my sword? I put my hand in my bag. Is my crossbrand in there?
No, because you didn't leave it there. You left it in plain sight in the Battle of the Bards to be used to bait Pargo.
No, it was on Zanzyk during the battle. Because he used it.
Yeah, I know. It's not there.
Where's my...
But they didn't recover it from the battlefield.
Did you see my sword?
I was more worried about you.
Well, I was dead. There was no point worrying about that.
Well,
I mean, I'm grateful to...
Didn't sound it.
I do actually think that there was a lot of things going on at the time. Like there was
There's quite a bit going
big
on.
dragon and like.
I wonder if we could find it.
Ross, could I maybe roll intelligence to see if maybe I saw it or?
I'll give you a history check to think back.
All right.
Nope.
Okay.
I was not doing that one, if I was honest.
So
I was too.
So, since you do not have the frostbrand.
Oh no.
You do have weapons. You have your wit. I would not leave you thoroughly disarmed.
I'm unarmed.
You have a pen. And the pen is mightier than the sword.
It's so sad.
Ross, I'm both proud and disappointed in you.
I have armed the character for the task at hand.
Yeah.
He has his wits. He has his weapon of choice for this.
The two branches that
Blitz
brought me.
Yeah.
Can I put them together and then dread across them and use it as like a walking stick?
You can. You could turn it into
known as a quarterstaff.
You could turn it into a quarterstaff if you wish. Yes.
Just so he has something.
Yeah, you can do that. That's no problem. Blitz, you watch as Zanzyk turns the two branches that you brought into something incredibly useful.
Oh, do you want me to find something metal to stick on the end?
No.
Okay.
That would be weird. There are mushrooms also all up it. Because that.
Just call Zanzyk.
You see Flicker look off to one side. He yips and disappears. Retsam, you hear someone go, "Fuck! Boot on my head!" And then you hear a thud. Another one! Flicker reappears in Zanzyk's room, just like...
Alice, are you able to keep an eye on me later?
Alice isn't there.
Azentys.
Ooh.
Alice is in the tavern where she decided to stay.
Oh, okay.
It's just Azentys and Zanzyk.
Yeah, Alice is eating dinner.
Zanzy's kind of laying back, I think, at this point. He's probably really tired by now.
So, what time of day is it right now?
You're pushing into the early hours of the night.
Okay.
You guys are starting to get tired. Like you can see Zanzyk is at the edge of its energy level for the day.
All right. I may or may not be back. Azentys, can you just keep an eye on me every now and then? Just come wander past and make sure. Here, take my sword and take my shield, just in case.
And both these weapons are massively taller than you.
Right. Yeah. I'll tell you what.
I'll prop
why don't
them
we
up,
leave
sure.
those in here?
Okay.
And let's go pray. Sounds like we might need it.
Okay.
I will see you in the morning.
Excellent. And we should hopefully have some more go-go juice for you as well.
Mm.
I still have go-go juice.
Please call it that. Canonically, that's what that's now known as.
Go-go juice. It's Chris's own special brew.
Chris's go-go brew.
Go-go brew.
Ah, I love it.
Okay, I'm going to find a pew. They all look the same and as uncomfortable as anything. So
they have cushions on them.
Yeah.
I'm not on defending the cathedral of the deity I made. What am I doing?
Well, right. So I'll get the whiskey out. I'll give you a cup. Give me a cup. All right. Let's pray to God, I guess. Oh, this is going to be hard.
Are you both necking a shot of the Goddard special whiskey?
And attempting to pray. I'm actually trying to... I figure that if I'm in a different state of mind, I'm closer to God or my Goddard and may be able to contact him. And
I thought inebriation is your go-to. That's perfect. Fine. Okay.
Well,
both...
I'm not a drinker, so like...
Very true.
It's going to hit him a lot harder than it hits me, I think.
Is this promoting substance abuse?
I'll tell you what, I'm not immediately necking mine. I'll tell you what, you go first, just to make sure you're okay.
Okay.
Blitz.
So, sorry?
Roll me a Constitution saving throw.
At disadvantage.
At disadvantage. And then a religion check.
Okay.
Word count.
And my religion check. Ooh.
Oh my god.
You watch as Blitz next this shot, like he's like, okay.
Yeah.
Just see him loll back.
I'll try to catch him. I feel like out of reflex, I try to catch him, but I know that's not going to end very well.
You sort of grab his head so he doesn't smack his head on the back of the pew.
Yeah, there we go.
He's out like a light. Blitz, you drink the shot. Your last sort of concentration, your hand just sort of hitting the cushion of the pew, and the shot glass is rolling a short distance. And then just your eyes closing as your head lolls the other way. And you're just quietly, as you blink your eyes open, you're just stood in what is a very quiet, serene environment. There's sort of this mist, this sort of heavy mist and fog. There's like sort of a heavy scent in the air, like almost like it's almost like a sauna in some respects. Your vision is incredibly restricted. This mist, it sort of stings your eyes and your nose like it's alcoholic.
Rub at my eyes.
It just makes it worse. It's
hello?
A grey environment. As you say hello, it just echoes.
Goddard. Goddard.
You just see, like in the shadow, like in the sort of the trick of the light in the shadows of this mist, you just see like hands pushing, almost like they're trying to push through like a veil that's holding them back. You see like limbs pushing through, coming up from the ground as well. It's very peculiar to watch.
Can I hear any sounds?
Nope, they're not making any noise.
Oh, that's okay then.
You just see these shapes continuing to move, to push against this odd veil. And then there's sort of this odd, almost like wings unfurling noise. And then just this skull pushes down from above you into your line of sight. Like it's twists almost an inhuman angle. You see the top of the rib cage expanding out from the spine as it looks. This skull pushes forward, still in mist, like it's veiled. Like you can see that it's a skull, but it's cloaked in this odd, thin material that just hides like the features of it. It's just looking at you. Hello.
Do I recognise the voice?
Nope.
Ah.
The deity you're trying to reach can't come to the communion at the moment.
Are you going to take a message for me
I'm
to
an
the
advisor.
deity?
I am an advisor, a consul for those of the faith at times. And though it is infrequent one imbibes such a beverage and attempts this, you have earned enough amusement from our god to draw some attention.
Okay.
You see an arm sort of come round. It's still the skeletal thing that the true detail of the bones is still hidden from you, but you get the impression it's this limb sort of lands sort of on the solid ground next to you, pushes down on these other limbs that are trying to push up. You see the vicious clawed nature of the hand. And how can I help you?
His friend in life, Retsam, is in need of your help. There's a feud taking place, and they're going to take the life of an innocent because of sibling rivalry and cause of heresy. He's an innocent. He does the right thing for the right reasons, and he advises and he helps the weak and the poor.
And why does that warrant the input of gods?
Because it's misinterpretations of gods. Some are taking it as factual text, each word,
Then it is
and not in the spirit of.
Understanding of a mortal. Therefore, it is by definition a mortal problem.
But you're going to take this message back to Goddard for me, aren't you? So I don't need to have this theoretical conversation about whether it's good or bad. It's just if.
Would you like the advice of your current advisor, Paladin?
Yes.
As I am the closest thing and given the ability to speak for our Lord.
Okay.
This is a mortal problem. We are watching, but this is a test of your kind, not of ours.
Okay.
That is not to say you are not being observed.
Goddard is good.
He prefers neutral, but he'll settle for good. Sometimes a little bit of lawful evil splashed in for fun.
Well, if he's watching over us and that's good enough for me. Or neutral enough, or evil enough, whatever. He's watching over us.
Over you. He is most interested as you are his vengeance on the mortal plane. Remember that. You are a weapon.
Okay. Pretty blunt weapon.
You'll find you have the sharp enough tongue and wit to endure. It is just a matter of honing it. And you have proven you are brave when needed for your friends, that he finds noble. But you must understand, sometimes you simply have to cut the foe down. Other times, the greatest act of vengeance is to forgive.
Okay. What's your name?
I have not been dignified with a name.
I will call you Skullface.
If that is what you insist upon, mortal.
That's what I can see.
The last time my kin and I walked your mortal plane, creatures died in their thousands.
Angel of Death? I prefer Skullface. It's a lot less
We'll
death
go
doomy.
for Skullface.
Okay.
Remember, our Lord is not just benevolent, he is also macabre.
Okay.
Sometimes you will have to be dour.
I can do that.
That remains to be seen.
Okay.
Enjoy the hangover.
Huh?
And as you look down, these hands that are still wrapped in this almost film that they can't break through, this odd membrane, claw at you, and one grabs your ankle, the next grabs your thigh, and another grabs you by your stomach, and you get pulled down through this membrane. And then it all goes black.
Okay.
Azentys.
Yes.
Blitz is as fast asleep as you've ever seen him.
Right. Okay.
He's twitching periodically. You get the impression he's probably dreaming. But
right.
He's asleep on a pew in the middle of the cathedral, just
Okay. Instead of taking my shot, so as I've got it kind of sitting to the side, and I'm watching Blitz, and I'm also toying with the amulet, the amulet around my neck, the holy symbol, not the amulet of scrying. So reminds me, it's a tombstone, I think. The shape of the amulet.
Yes, it's got Godard's symbol on it, but it has that is emblazoned on a tombstone.
Okay.
So it's a solid. Your holy symbol is much less delicate and ornate looking than a lot of people's. It's a lot more solid, like it's almost like it's a fixture, like it's meant to be there.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I think once Blitz calms down, stops twitching as much, I'm going to take my shot glass up to the front, kind of where, I guess where the altar is, if there is one in here.
There is. You're in the main hall of the cathedral.
Okay, yeah. Then I'm gonna walk up to the front and put the shot by the altar.
Mm-hmm.
I think me drinking this may not help matters much. There you go. And I'll leave it there. I'll go back to the pew and sit with Blitz.
Okay. Do you do anything, or is that what you're going to do?
I think I'm gonna climb up on the pew and try to go to sleep.
Fair enough. It's a relatively comfortable pew. It's not designed to be sleeping on, but
I'll make do.
Alice, about what time of day do you go to bed? Or are you just gonna standard eat your dinner and go to bed?
Yeah, she's not got anything else planned for the evening, so.
Okay. Retsam, the blink dog doesn't return after taking your hammer. You hear the comment about the boot hitting someone's head, and then the second one hitting someone's head. But after that, you don't get any more shenanigans out of
Flicker.
Do you just head to bed as well, as the hummingbird is still snoring? It's really weird, snoring but hummingbird.
Well, I think Retsam would actually pray for guidance before bed. As much as he did offer himself up, he's not going to be the most confident about his situation. So he is going to take a second to pray.
How are you settling yourself down to meditate, pray, or are you muttering a prayer before bed? How are you going about this?
It's going to be a meditation style sit down. He's going to take the coin and kind of run it between his fingers. He's not expecting answers, but he's hoping that by spending time, even just having a one-sided conversation with Gond, he can get a fresh perspective on the mechanisms at play here.
Mm-hmm. Roll me a religion check, sir.
A religion check. Let's do this. 18.
You settle down to meditate. You run in the coin between your fingers with, after a short while, even almost a practiced ease. And you find yourself, as you lose yourself to meditation, in a familiar tavern. Not the Wanderer's Rest tavern that you own and cherish, but a tavern you've ventured to before, one from your home city, and one you've had one of these odd, foggy visions in before. You see it from the outside, as if you're stood in one area of the great hall of Vulcanhold, and then suddenly you're at the doorway, and the barman looks up at you, cleaning with his dirty rag a single tankard. "Ah, you're back, are you, lad? Have a seat."
Taking the seat, Retsam will say, apparently my path brought me back.
"Aye, that it did. You're welcome for the piece of advice during that there fight, though, boy."
You have been a most gracious aid.
Well, sometimes you give a little, you get a little, you know? He pulls a pint into the dirt, into this mostly clean tankard, and shoves it into your hand.
I will drink from the pint.
So, what's got your gears in a grind, boy?
I saw my place in the world, doing good. I saw myself as a gear in the machinery, putting a bit of hope out in the world. And right now, something is looking to pull me out.
Sometimes the machine is not your friend. Sometimes there are gears that feel like they get too little grease. Sometimes you're confronted by a problem that damages the whole machine's process. Do you find what that part is? You either fix it, or you pull it out and find a new one. All these things can be interpreted many ways, and that's for you to decide how best to deal with them. Because there is not much that I could really... He tilts his head, sort of looking at you. You're seeking guidance on what to do next. And here's the thing, is there's always going to be adversity. It's part of nature's great process, isn't it? Survival of the fittest.
It is. My concern, my fear, my troubles are that I can't tackle this straight on. I know where the rusted part is.
Do you?
I believe so. But to pull it out might, according to those I trust, make things break in a far worse way right now.
Herein lies the problem. Sometimes you've got to do what you've got to do. Other times, you've got to understand that it's not one part that makes everything go. Sometimes one gear just has to go with what the others are telling it to do. Because it is not always one gear that makes the decisions. It is also not oft wise to assume you know the best way to deal with problems in the grander machine. Because it is only the gods themselves that can see the whole.
I would never dare imagine I could see the whole, but see my spot and, well, see the turning of myself, some of the lives I touch, and that includes my brother. Maybe I just need to find a way to be the grease for others who are turning, for now.
Perhaps that's very much the case. Other times, especially in what is to come, some trials, dear boy, are not faced by one cog alone, but by the actions of many, where your circumstance is but one turn in a great wheel. Your friends in turn make turns, affecting more cogs, and thus they themselves are force multipliers, acting out as they would. For you, you're all part of a family of cogs.
I am blessed to have my friends as part of the great machinery with me.
You are, and each cog is slightly different. And if you'll excuse the change in metaphor for a moment, they are all roots to a great tree that you are building, that you're growing.
Indeed.
Well, that's gonna shut the fuck out.
Sorry? Was I not
Yeet.
muted? Shit.
Nope. Yeet just
How the
squeezes over
fuck?
sea.
I swear to God, I hit it.
Nope.
God damn it.
That's gonna have to get cut. Claire said no. And as much as you're powerful alone, boy, it takes more than one to tend a truly successful garden.
Together we are stronger.
Aye. And sometimes that means putting your faith in your friends and trusting they'll do the best thing they can to get you back to where you need to be, to a state you need to be, to repair you when you are feeling down and damaged.
I may not say this to them, but I would trust each of them with my lives.
I'll tell you this, there's a plan for you, boy. You ain't the first to walk the path and you're trading. But I'll be honest, I think you're in the best position to be the last.
Well, I hope that hammer that struck the iron of my soul and the roots that helped me grow find me worthy to continue.
I'm sure they will, my boy. But
Thank you.
You're more than welcome. Just sometimes You don't have to be so damn noble. And with that, you snap awake and you realize you'd fallen asleep mid-meditation. And the weariness just rolls over you. You're like, yeah, no, I should probably sleep.
I'm going to settle into bed.
It's not a comfy bed for you, I'm afraid, tonight, sir.
You know what? I don't think it needs to be, because I'm gonna be back in my comfy bed in the future anyway.
And with that, the party gets a long rest.
Zanzyk would like to do a sending before he goes to bed.
Oh, you want to do a sending before you go to bed?
Yes, with my sending stone from my bag.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Are you going to yeet ascending?
I'm going to use a sending.
Yay!
So he'll grab out the bag with the sending stone.
Yep.
You have no reason to say yes, but I require some advice. It would be appreciated, though, in the morning. Zanzyk.
Yes, I know who this is. I gave you the fucking stone.
I can't respond to him.
I will be at the temple in the morning. Yes, I know where you are.
Oh, good. I do have a question though.
Mm.
Would Zanzyk know which was the most popular time for Drow to go pray? Would it be the first thing in the morning one, or the
most popular time for Faithful of Illustri, who is bound to the moon, would probably be at the highest point of the moon cycle.
Then I'm going to take the second go-go juice.
Zanzyk next, Chris's special go-go juice.
I'm going to take my crutches.
You're literally breaking out because you are Drow, you don't have to rest, do you, for as long?
I'm
You
going to church.
hobble your unsightly damaged hide in your hospital gown.
But I'm sure they would have, it would be like...
Nope. You are in a hospital
Zanzyk has
gown.
clothes in his bag. He would at least, make himself presentable.
You dress yourself to the best of your ability.
Yes.
Your foot in a giant cast.
He cuts one of the trouser legs.
Okay.
At least his ass isn't hanging out.
Yet. So, you hobble past Azentys and Blitz, who are asleep on the pews in this main hall of the temple.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes you a little bit of time, but you hobble your way to the temple to Illustri.
I presume I have to stop at several points.
You do, because this hurts.
Mm-hmm.
As you see the guards, they're like, we owe her 5 gold. God damn it.
That's what given you. Took a bet against the matron.
No, we took a bet against Tamara.
Oh, that's even worse.
We know.
You should have known you were losing that money.
It'll be helpful if you wouldn't be so damn predictable.
I will head in.
You head inside, you're on the upper balcony. There's a lot of stairs before you get to the main temple hall.
I sigh.
There's a slow, you don't need to walk down there. Conveniently, they told me you were coming.
From who?
The matron, who just appears next to you.
I actually wish to speak to your parishioners today. As well as thank you, obviously.
Parishioner is leading their first ceremony today, so I don't have to.
I would like at the end, if it is okay with you, if I may address them.
You may, if that is your choice. They had wondered why you hadn't come down here to do so previously.
I mean, it is not really my place.
You are a chosen cleric of Our Lady. It has been your place since she chose you.
But this is your parish. These are your parishioners, not mine.
And you are a member of my community inside this city.
Yes.
You have the same rights as any of the other faithful.
I do, but...
So what you're saying is, it is your place, and you could have done this.
I would never like to presume.
It's only presumption if you don't ask.
Which is why I'm asking.
then yes, you may address them.
I shall obviously wait till they have finished.
But you've made it toward the end of Unwear.
Oh. I mean, I was aiming for the beginning, but it took me a while.
Yes, Amara did mention you were coming.
I mean,
she also said it was slowly, but I hadn't quite registered how much speed you had lost.
there was a lot of damage.
I know. If it's any consolation, Our Lady made me feel the breaking of several of your bones.
I apologize. She is most mad at me.
I had noticed.
I doubt she will hold a grudge against you for long, though.
She doesn't hold a grudge against me, but it was simply the price that had to be paid on the use of the ability. Now,
I now have to go down the stairs and then climb back up them.
You can just simply project your voice. You do have cantrips like thaumaturgy.
Check. I do, actually. I'm sure I do. I do.
So you see, as the parishioners below you, they clap as their page, one of the other parishioners finishes sort of leading them in this prayer. The matron leaves over and, using what you guess is a ring that's on her finger, bangs it using essentially on the metal railing to make quite a lot of noise. She says in one of her whisper voices, you notice now is being enhanced by thaumaturgy. If you have a moment, dear Zanzyk, cleric of Our Lady, wishes to speak to you all for but a moment. Zanzyk?
He kind of pauses for a few seconds. You will excuse me, I'm not one for public speaking. In the last few weeks, several of you were injured at the hands of the guests staying in the Temple of Custodiosaures.
There's several snorts.
May I ask why you never reported it to the guards?
There's a slight shuffling of feet. You don't get any responses.
If I could find a guard that would not treat you like drow and would take your complaint seriously, would you do it?
There's a quiet, yeah, from the back. You can't see the individual.
These dwarves are not
They're assholes.
representative of all dwarves.
We know, we've met Retsam.
But they are subject to Primal's laws, which does protect you. Tomorrow I will speak to the Lord of the city and ask him to assign someone that perhaps can integrate more.
The matron just nods. I have a few candidates I've been watching.
If you were to give me their names, I would be happy to.
Trust me, you won't need their names. You'll know when you see them.
He pauses, looks at her. Can I insight the matron?
You certainly can. She's pretty confident that you'll know when you see.
Okay.
Like, I don't know what else you were expecting to get from that, I'm afraid.
It's fine. He's kind of wondering, like, why she would single them out. And whether it was because they are drow or because they are different.
You'll get the impression it's probably because they're from a more selectively, like, a much more selectively minority group than drow in the country.
Fair.
Like, you'd know just from experience here now, Zanzyk haven't been here for years, drow are a minority, but there are groups, there are individuals who are from even lesser known minorities.
Okay.
Primor is home quite literally to all of the uncommon races.
Yes.
And some of those where, like, Dragonborn are the majority are uncommon, there are those who would be considered outright rare to, you know, some people would consider them extinct if it weren't for the fact that there's a very, very minute population rocking around.
May I also ask why I feel we do not integrate into the city as much as others?
And that is because you do not look for what we do, Zanzyk.
This is true.
We are sufficiently integrated to the city, and we are doing far more than we used to.
Is there anything I can do to help?
At this time, no. You'll find we are most integrated in the lower districts of the city, where the people are the poorest.
He smiles a little.
And you'll also find we do some of our best work in the prisons outside of the city.
Good.
And a number of our clergy find their way onto prison ships for a time.
Good.
We are the Redeemers, after all.
That would make sense. So if I were to bring a god here tomorrow...
No. Not in here.
To our tavern. I shall set him up at the tavern. Anyone who wishes to speak and register a complaint about treatment they have received may do so. We have a private room in the tavern that you may utilize. So I must tell Chris this, that I've done this.
Just tell Chris you've agreed to deal with a load of police interviews in the private room of the side of the tavern.
Would that be acceptable to people?
There's a general positive murmur. You get the impression from looking at them, a number of these parishioners aren't actually drow. There's a number of species who do need their full 8 hours rest who've come here as a special one-off.
Yeah. I will not keep you much longer. Longer.
It's primarily you notice them because they have like little candles that are casting dim light around them so they can sort of see. They're very respectful about it. Like they have them out like low out of the way, and it's only enough light for them to see like 5 feet. It's more so they can sort of see if someone was walking past them.
So
they don't bump into things and other people.
Then I shall leave people to their rest.
You hear people start walking up the stairs to head home.
I'm gonna actually wait for them all to go past me because I'm gonna slow everyone up. But Zanzyk will thank the matron mother once again.
She nods.
It would go a long way if you were to register your disappointment, if that is what it is.
I have already done so, though not with the Lord of the City.
Would you mind if I registered with him for you?
I have registered it above his head.
Zanzyk actively pauses. Above his head?
When you originally liberated myself from the unfortunate circumstances I found myself in, I happened to be well placed enough to have a word with a higher authority in the Primal.
I mean, I know very little. I can only think of Lord of the City.
And the Lord of the City is also the Lord of the region around. She was quite complimentary about your particular attitude.
Oh, considering we're probably pissing her off right now.
I believe the circumstances are pissing her off more than anything.
Yes, but that tends to get directed at people. And as long, I would prefer it not to be us, but I can understand why it would be. But she can probably see he's probably back on the edge of being exhausted again.
Go back to the temple and sleep.
I must rest. I have much to do.
You do.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I head back. Thank Amara for looking after Flicker.
I will. Though she keeps asking me for a pet now.
It is a good way to treat responsibility.
She leads a band of orphan children that are quite literally the most influential spy network this city has access to. I don't think a dog is going to help teach her any further responsibility.
No.
She's asking me for a phase beast.
Oh.
Take your blink dog, make it feline, have several tails, and make it much angrier.
I mean, it would keep her safe.
It's also just about as likely to eat her as it is attack anybody else.
No, I think she would have that thing wrapped around her finger inside of a day.
And then what's to
look how
stop?
well she's trained Blitz.
Just go to bed. Almost as bad as my boys. Now leave.
He nods and will very slowly sigh and climb up all the stairs back to the street.
You make it back to the temple, tired, worn out, and your leg causing you a great deal of discomfort.
He passes out with his Flicker.
Flicker plays door guard for the entire night.
Mm-hmm.
Now I can make the sound of it again. Long rest. Ding. Blitz. You sit bolt upright in the pew.
Okay.
Your brain hurts.
I'm sticking my hand in my bag for that juice.
Yep, you find it.
The creepy twins are gonna drink the creepy twin juice.
You sip the most refreshing apple juice you've ever been given.
And then I'll finish it. Anything to take away the pounding.
The pounding stops. As you put the cup back together, you note there's a parchment stuck to the very top of the lid.
Oh.
It reads, "We always know," signed the Creepy Twins.
Oh. That's just creepy. Is Azentys next to me?
She is. She's asleep.
I'm going to wake her up.
Azentys, you are shaken awake by Blitz.
What? What is it?
I got some good news and I got some bad news.
Bad news first.
Well, let's get to Zanzyk first. I had a dream.
Oh, that's very bad news. All right, let's go.
With that, as you guys get to full cut to Alice. Alice. And all the party, you wake up warm and snugly in your tavern bed.
She lies there, with the sun coming through the window, stretches, very much enjoying her nice, comfortable bed.
Would you wake up?
And then, after being extremely comfortable and warm, she will make her way downstairs.
That you hear your bow just going, "Would you please hurry up? How long do you have to rest for?"
I'm trying to make a point.
If you're quicker, you can make several with arrows into enemies.
Oh, but it's comfortable.
Yeah? Do you know what it's like to be propped up against a fucking bed frame?
I mean, what do you want? I could put you in bed with me, but that's just a bit weird.
I mean, literally all you had to do was give me a pillow. Bows have feelings too, you know.
I'll make sure you have a pillow tonight. It's fine.
Good.
And she will get out of bed and make her way downstairs.
The Creepy Twins are
With
behind
Sal.
the bar. That's their name now, the Creepy Twins. They're behind the bar.
She takes a seat and looks at the Creepy Twins and goes, "Do you two actually have names?"
Yes.
What are they?
They blink. No one's ever actually thought to ask us that.
Zance did.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
What are their names?
You never told me.
There you go. They look at you. It's fine.
kind of want to know because I feel really bad.
Chris can't pronounce our names, so generally, just for the sake of simplicity, I am A1, they are A2.
And is there any way to really tell them apart? Or do they wear like different colour clothes? Or are they colour coded?
Roll me a perception check.
In theory. Let's have a look, see how this goes. On a 23.
You note one difference between them. They are both wearing a pair of 2 rings.
Okay.
One has a green one on their, like a green ring on their left hand.
Yeah.
And then a blue ring on their right. And one has a blue ring on their left hand and a green ring on their right hand.
She kind of nods. She makes a mental note of this and which one is A1 and which one is A2.
Good luck keeping track of that, by the way.
I mean, I would like to think that you wouldn't be mean enough to swap your rings around, but...
You'd like to think that, but we always know.
I will try and keep track of it.
It's fine. No one else can. Sometimes, I'll be honest, we forget.
That's somewhat disturbing.
Amongst all the possibilities that there are, that is possibly the least of the disturbing options.
I try not to think of too many of them.
Sometimes that isn't always an option.
Granted. Did you see any of the others, by the way?
They did not return.
She thinks for a minute. They're probably still at the temple. I should go check what's going on.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Please don't let them kill Retsam. We actually kind of like him for a dwarf.
I'm trying. Zanzyk is trying. Azentys is trying. I'm not
We
quite...
know they're trying. In both sense of the explanation.
We will do our best. I don't want him to die either.
The other pipes up, that's what worries me.
Do you guys have
Bye.
any ideas?
Don't die.
Not
Again?
planning on it. And I'll pass that on to Zanzyk.
It's generally the best policy. If you live, you can at least rebuild.
Exactly. Yeah, and then she'll make her way out and to the temple.
Okay. Zanzyk, the door to your room is pushed open.
Zanzyk is sat up with the table thing on his lap, and he is writing. There are several folded letters on his good leg.
That is what you entered to, Azentys and Blitz.
Morning.
Morning. How you feeling?
My leg hurts like shit. I have a headache from that drink you gave me, and is there any water?
Any what?
Water.
I thought you could create water. I'll go find some water.
I would probably have changed my spells as well.
And I will go and find some water.
You head out of the room and you spot conveniently on one of the push trolleys, there's a jug of water. Almost like someone's going around and replacing the water in other rooms. And there's like 4 of them left on this push trolley.
I'll look. Just take one. We got cups, so I'll just take it through.
Okay.
I found this. I hope it's not poisoned.
I just tilt my head at him.
We're in a temple. It's fine.
Okay.
Use it though.
I have blindness, deafness. Would not have silence.
You have a drink of water in front of you, Zanzyk.
Zanzyk will drink that. I have a lot of things we need to achieve.
Right.
I will do some. I am due a guest soon.
There's a on the door.
I believe that will be him. Can I ask you to do me a few errands?
Ask away.
And he picks up the things. He'll hand one to Azentys. This is to go to the couriers. It is for the lord of the city. It is very important.
I'll take it.
I will hand two to Blitz. One is for Chris. One is for... I forgot how many letters he was writing. The other is for the guild, because I need you to go to the guild as the only other guild member that isn't in prison or in... You know.
Okay. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Guild. Alice and I need to go later.
Yes.
Should I get them signed up?
Yes.
Because I can vouch for them.
There
I
is-
think the guild know who I am.
They do. I need you to ask them to talk on Retsam's behalf about the good that they have done. He has done for them. Yes. Also, could you file that paperwork? And I hand him a big stack of paperwork. If you look through it, it's got like, this is what we know about the Red Dragon, this is all the information, this is all the times we've interacted with him, this is our plan.
I'll give this to Chris with the letters, yeah?
No, that goes to the guild. You need to file that with the guild.
Ah, okay. I'll give this to the guild
Yes.
with their letter.
With their letter.
Oh.
That letter goes to Chris.
Right. If only Alice was here, we could go together.
There's another on the door.
Oh, sorry, I forgot. Brian, the bucket shit boy's coming.
The door
In case you
opens
need-
to a resplendently dressed, like pale-skinned, blonde-haired elf who's leading on a staff. You all recognise this guy. It's the guy who fixed a lot of your tavern when he last spoke to you all.
And Zance will nod respectfully.
I haven't been called the bucket shit boy before. I'll
He's
admit,
not
that's a new
talking
one.
About you.
I'm gonna take a couple steps away from Blitz.
I thought you were someone else.
I should hope so too.
Who are you?
That's almost as insulting as being called a bucket shit boy.
Blitz, really?
I'm asking him a question.
I am the Archduke of Bacon, a Lord of Westminster.
I'm Blitz.
I'm Archmage of War
He knows.
and Slayer of Ancient Dragons.
You've met him
We've met
twice.
several
Yeah.
times.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
I'm a bit forgetful.
Duly noted.
I should write a song about you. Then I'll be able to remember you.
Oh, God.
Write an offensive song about me. I'm going to sue you for libel.
No, I'm going to sit down with you one day. We'll just chat, and then I'll pick up on your vibes. Obviously, you're a very proud and angry man.
Blitz, shut up!
Okay.
That's he's just letting him run.
He points. He points to Zanzyk. I like this one.
Ugh.
Yeah?
Alice, you enter the room.
Oh. Hi,
To
again.
Very noble-looking elf looks at you and goes, "Hello again."
She then looks to the others. It's like, why the fuck didn't you come home last night?
They were asleep on the pews when I went out, and I have a bed here.
Mainly talking to the other two. But...
No, that's basically why.
Okay.
The elf is like, "I'm really sorry to hurry you, but my time is a little bit stressed at the moment."
Thank you for running these errands. I requested his presence.
Oh,
I don't often do home visits.
Twin said don't die again.
I'll take that under advisement.
I'd take it a bit more than that if I was you. I don't think you'll get lucky a third time.
I am very sure you are correct.
Good. I normally am.
But yes, if you guys could run those errands for me, and then I will probably be around here later.
Probably. Then I'll head out.
Okay. Does anybody else head out?
Blitz, probably.
Sorry. I will head out.
Alice blinks as the other two leave, looks to Zanzyk, looks to Westminster. It's like, I'm gonna take the hint, and then follows the other two out.
If you would like a little piece of advice, I'd follow either the short one that is actually tolerable, or the taller one that clearly needs to have his brain scrubbed by something cleanly.
From the distance, I'll take that as a compliment!
Have fun, and then
Can I send my
Again, if I heard him, I'd have been. There was an old guy called from Westminster who liked to dance with spinsters.
Blitz!
Oh no.
And
oh no.
walk-
And then the door closes.
Yes.
No, please.
I will be one
just-
moment.
No.
He misty
Oh,
steps
God.
in front of you, Blitz.
Oh god. No.
Like whatever he's doing, going into a blitz.
Just a word to the wise. Don't do that again.
You're a bit shitty for ditties. Okay, I get it.
No, my wife might kill you.
Oh, okay.
Trust me. I'm the less easy to provoke to violence.
You're the nice one.
Okay, I'm more difficult. I'm easier to provoke to violence. But when you do provoke her to violence, she's terrifying.
Okay, what's her name?
Novae
Lady Westminster.
Storm.
Okay.
You might
Storm.
know her as the one that teaches Zanzyk how to do the nice medicine things.
Okay, that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Do us both a favour and don't piss her off. Certainly don't call her a spinster to her face.
I was just making a ditty. I'm gonna go now. I'm busy.
You want a nice word to the wise? Run.
With this armor on, I could possibly jog on.
Do so with all due haste, before I do actually lose my temper. Now, where was... Oh, yes, I was going to be talking to Zanzyk. He misty steps back into the room, Zanzyk.
Please
Sorry.
tell me you didn't actually kill him.
No, I just reminded him who my wife was.
Oh, if you wouldn't mind passing a message on to your good lady.
I will. I would also remind you that if your patrons and you piss her off...
I have no intention of pissing off your wife.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to thank her for the medical kit. She sent the restoration potion.
She knows.
Works a treat.
She knows.
We'll be working on a new one soon. I'm just a little distracted.
We heard. Well,
Apparently
actually, I
everyone
saw
did.
it, I suppose, kind of.
I know your advice is not free.
He rolls his eyes, as if the facial expression just read like if you can read him like a book. He's not hiding this. His facial expression says no shit.
I presume I can't really afford it.
No.
How would you like to be compensated? We might as well get to top business.
Generally,
Okay.
something I can feed the dwarves in my employ is generally a good idea.
So ale.
That'd work.
I will have a few cases sent every quarter.
That would be sufficient. That will be for now. Now, what is it you require advice on, Zanzyk? Now, if you will excuse me, I do not have a great deal of time.
I
The
have
Queen
no
is
idea
waiting
what the
on
fuck
me.
I'm doing.
You have no idea what the fuck you're doing.
Yes. I know what it means to be noble in an undercommon. In the underdog. Not
Okay. Give me questions and I will answer them. I only have time for about 6 because the answers might become long and convoluted, and I cannot afford that right now because Her Majesty, Lady Ophelia Ageblad is most unhappy. and I dare not keep her waiting.
How the hell do I argue him out of treason?
Well, for a start, they can't issue a treason. They can't issue the charge of treason outside of Rockhall's domestic territory.
I mean,
That would be like that would like. Well, they should, but from what I understand, the treason charge wasn't the charge that he was originally drawn up on. It was heresy.
It was. Treason
Which,
was
given
tacked on later.
If he's charged with heresy, that is a religious charge which can be dealt with by a religious court on religious land.
I get rather than be done for treason.
But it depends on how they raise the case. If they raise it to the Lord, to the what would they call them, the clan heirs, a council of clan heirs, because they are abroad and they have some in their retinue, then they have raised it to a legal or political trial, which they can't do because their agreement with Thalia only extends to religious freedoms while they're in Primor.
So I should wait until they raise it to their heirs with the
If
treason charge.
If they bring it to a council of the heirs of those they have altogether, which one should be neutral, one should be in favour of Gond, and one should be in favour of Moradin. And that is how that should function. Given the display they put on when they arrived, the Gond, neutral, and Moradin marching together.
So if they move it to the heirs, I can get the treason dismissed.
Yes, because they can't possibly shoot that charge for actions undertaken on someone else's foreign territory or
But
someone else's sovereign territory.
The heirs would then still.
But then any heir with any common sense would then realise that they, because they are a legal matter, they're a legal or a political case, cannot act on religious doctrine. They can't act on the religious charge. So by their own laws, they would throw out the treason charge because they can't prove that, or they can't charge that on foreign soil, and then they'd have to throw out their own heresy charge because they're not a religious court, they're a legal one.
Oh.
What you have here is a bunch of, excuse me, that was almost a vulgarity, a most unpleasant group of fanatics who have essentially believe they can get away with going straight to the highest authority, legal or spiritual, and just having their fanatical will done. If they are playing by their own rules, which, by the way, these haven't changed in millennia, then they're setting themselves up to fail.
He nods.
Though that, of course, depends whether or not they actually care about their own laws, given they are outside of Rockhall and do not believe there will ever be a legal expert to hang them up on it.
I mean, that is also something to consider. But...
Sorry, one moment. 2 more questions. That was Thalia's aide. Sorry, she is not far away either, by the way, just in case you were curious. I'll give you this one for free. She is on a flotilla of ships that was moved around here from the southern ports after you reported the fact that Pargo was in the city. She and an entire naval fleet are sat less than half a day's sailing away.
Oh, good.
Suffice to say, she's more than mildly unamused.
I, at some point, need to...
to be honest, Zanzyk, I do not care about what you have to do in the future. What I need to do are your next 2 questions before I have to leave.
What other avenues of interest should I be considering when dealing with these dwarves that I would not think of?
That would require for me to know what you have already considered, which I don't have time to review your notes.
Shot into the stick, we have gone to the guild and asked him to talk on his behalf, but not intervene.
You also mentioned the city mayor. Both of those are good avenues.
I'm inviting him to the hospital this afternoon to discuss.
Which means you're beginning to grease the wheels of politics, which means he will be drawn to the actions of the rest of your party, which means in turn his attention will be drawn to the actions of the dwarves. Most notably, if you raise those most unfortunate instances of assault that the dwarves may or may not have levied upon people.
That is already part of my consideration.
Then you're already doing the things you should be doing. And that should have been done previously, because the rule of law in this place is just more or less what defines it.
Okay. That is good. So last question.
Yes?
I don't consider myself a child anymore.
Good to know. What's the question?
I don't understand this in this society. How I go from being child to adult. Do I still wait my 100 years?
That is an interesting cultural question that differentiates elves from a lot of other species. In theory, an elf is an adult when they reach a certain mental maturity. You may note a change in your meditation once you pass your 100th year. This may denote your psychological awakening as an adult. However, you may declare you are independent. You're not fiscally dependent on anybody else. You are making your own money. There is an argument for you to declare yourself an adult at this very moment. Of course, it doesn't like it matters. You essentially are fully grown anyway, and you've been imbibing alcohol by however much has been required for you to tolerate what it is you deal with.
I've died a lot.
Yes.
So I just say I'm an adult now. Get over it.
Yes.
Really?
Pretty much. It's called a self-declaration. I mean, I'd recommend filing as such with the mayor or the lord should you see him, or with his office, because technically it changes your legal. You are a citizen of Primor, aren't you?
I have no idea.
I'd get that looked at. You probably want to go to the lord's offices.
Oh, so I have to go to the lord's offices to.
Well, I mean, technically, if you're not a citizen, you would not have been paying the appropriate taxes unless Chris has decided to do that for you in order to head off your own problems later on.
Chris is pretty good.
He is. This much I will give to him, which is saying a lot.
I would imagine that he's taken care of. I remember there being tax forms.
He pauses, his back straightens. Excuse me, that was 3 questions. I have to go.
Thank you.
I would look forward to seeing you complete the mission I gave you. No, excuse me. He's gone. And we will cut to Azentys. It's not at a desk. We'll cut to Blitz and Alice.
Okay.
So,
Let's go to the guild first, I think. What do you think?
Yeah.
Well, we need to get you guys written out first. So that's what we'll do. I'll get you written up first.
Which guild?
Guild of Adventurers.
Okay.
Okay, so Blitz, Alice, and Azentys are heading off to the Adventuring Guild, yes?
Yes.
So you take the nice walk back, almost like you get to the tavern and you realise the Adventuring Guild is a nice building set against some gardens just off to one side from here. So almost opposite on the other side of the square. It's next to the blacksmith and the behind the Fletchers. Or the Fletchers are behind the blacksmith. It's in that sort of cluster.
Okay.
So what we'll do is we'll get you in as members, and then we'll give them this headache of work.
Okay.
Because otherwise it'll be just like, oh, what are they doing? Oh, it's only one of them. But like, there's 3 of us because you've just been made guild members. It's all good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Alice looks really confused and looks to the pile of paperwork you're holding and then looks to Azentys and it's like, what's going on?
Never mind the paperwork. Zanzyk has requested that you and I join the Adventurers Guild with him and Blitz.
And then we give them the paperwork.
Never mind the paperwork. That's not our problem. Alice?
Okay.
Okay.
Sign up to the Adventurers Guild.
Oh,
Yes.
I see.
Yes.
Plausible
deniability.
I will shove the paperwork inside my breastplate.
There you go.
It's close, and make sure that none of it's tucked out, and that my belts or whatever are tight enough so that none of it falls away. Really making it's in under my shirt against my skin, which is tucked in. I'm not losing the stuff.
So, Alice, you and I are going to join the Adventurers Guild. Blitz is going to vouch for us because he's already a member. And then he's got some other stuff there at the Adventurers Guild that he's got to get sent in and take care of after we become members.
After.
Understood.
Okay. Let's go do this. I got shit to do too.
Okay. Right. Walk in. Follow me. It's this way. And walk up to the first half elf, I think it was what I saw last time, or elf.
So you walk up to the front desk.
Yes, them.
Azentys, as you look up, you pause. You recognise the figure behind the desk.
Okay.
You recognise him from your little jaunt abroad at the behest of a gobstopper. The elf sat behind the desk is the exact same elf that escorted you out of a crystal grove and into a royal chamber. He looks up as you guys just walk in and go, hello, and he stands up and he goes, hello, can I help you? He is very, very well dressed, wearing leather armor, not apparently armed. He's not your normal desk attendant.
Right. My name is Blitz. We own the pub over there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm an adventurer, and these are two people that have been adventuring with us, and we would like for them to join the Adventurers Guild.
Oh,
and
very
I'll wink at Alice. That's how it's done.
good. Right, okay. The elf just looks at you. Is this true? He says, looking at you, Azentys.
That it is.
Jolly good. I had assumed you already members of the Adventuring Guild one. Anyway, he leans down and pulls some paperwork out of one of the drawers. He slides a set of forms in front of Azentys and Alice. Just fill these out. You'll note they are indeed the same form 3 times. Unfortunately, we have to have the paperwork in triplicate.
Right, of course. When I walked in, did I notice any sort of recognition from him?
Oh yeah, that's why he's just addressed you and not Blitz.
Okay, right.
He looks at Blitz, and whatever it is you're attempting to hide, just don't.
One thing at a time.
I'm gonna elbow him and be like, go ahead and give it to him.
Right,
Actually,
give me
Alice, you can run me a history check. As he stood up, you can see the entire front of his armor. There is a heraldic symbol on his armor that I will give you a history check on. Beth? Did I break something?
Maybe.
Beth?
None of you guys hear me.
Yes.
Oh, there we
now.
go. Okay, you're back.
Hello. I'm not sure what happened. I rolled a 12.
On a 12, you immediately recognize this symbol.
Okay.
I will send you the name.
See,
And the
I've got a
connotation.
feeling... Out of character, I might really know.
And he sort of looks at you and is like, yes, a triplicate and what you're trying to hide. Please don't. It's really not worth the hassle.
Okay, so I'm going to try reaching down and just pull out chunks of paper. This, and this, and this. Not that. That belongs to someone else. As I take Chris's letter.
He just looks at the pile of paperwork you just dumped in front of him. Right. Picks up the letter. Do you mind if I...
Absolutely. No, I will. And
He, out of nowhere, he's just holding a knife and just slices the seal on the letter, opens it up and has a quick read. What does the letter say?
The letter is essentially a request for the guild to talk on Retsam's behalf. It doesn't ask them to interfere, but it does ask them to talk on his behalf about the work he's done for the guild.
Oh, good. I'm glad I'm already here. I can do that. He folds the letter up and sticks it into his pocket. This big pile, what is it?
information that you need to read in triplicate.
He opens the top level, looks at it, slides it back to you. This is all one plan.
Huh?
This is all one document. This is the contents page indicates that there's enough pages here that this is one document. Unfortunately, document requests submitted to the guild have to be done in triplicate.
We'd have known that.
He slides you the paperwork and literally pulls a whole stack of parchment out the side, like twice as high as the pile of parchment you've got next in front of you, hands you a quill and an ink pot.
Zanzyk is a bastard.
The elf just laughs.
I will find myself a corner and sit there with quill. And
as you pick the quill up and you begin writing, you note an identical quill has risen up out of ink, made of ink, just out of the pot, and a piece of parchment settles and it's mirroring what you're writing. He might be a bastard, but I am generous.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Don't make a spelling mistake.
No, absolutely not. I shall go slower now.
Good.
And I will focus.
He looks at what the other two are doing. So, how are you both? Well, or how are all three of you, now that you're all here? You're 3/5 of this wandering party I've heard so much about.
Apparently so.
Well, I'll tell you, a lot's happened since we last met.
I hear you managed to take down that dragon you were dealing with.
Yeah.
One of them.
Yeah, in a physical sense, yeah. Yeah.
Scars of such battles tend to last far longer.
Indeed.
Huh?
What?
What was that? Scars what?
Scars of battles like that tend to last much longer.
Ah, okay.
Be they physical or mental.
Sorry, I thought it was the name of a dragon that I didn't know about.
No.
I get it now.
Your party seems to be connected with the upsurge in dragon activity that we've detected, at least on the chromatic front.
Oh, you have no idea. I know. Oh, I don't know if I should be sharing this with you.
Let's just do the paperwork.
If you want to,
you've got a lot of pages to go through.
If I remember by the end of this, I will speak with you. And if I don't, right, where was I?
Oh, no.
The figure just looks between the other two while he is transcribing. But it's nice to see that all of your party survived, even if only through miracles.
That's a good way of putting it. Yeah.
It is. My sister eyes your progress quite warily and is quite glad to see people of your promise ascending through the ranks of adventurers. Even the newer additions you have made quite an impact on them.
Oh?
What, do you think we wouldn't be keeping an eye on you? You have some of the most promise we've seen from adventures in a long time. Most don't get to the point you're at, skills-wise. Most go missing in the field, don't come home.
Well, we have a good leadership in Zanzyk and Retsam. And that should be mirrored when talking about him. I hope.
I've been reading the paperwork as to what your leadership, with air quotes around it, has been doing in recent years. It's an interesting service record.
Well,
quite distinguished, if anything.
Very. You don't often see an elf and a dwarf bringing people together now.
Much less a drow and a dwarf.
Yeah.
Equally, you then don't also see them find a group with a gnome, a tiefling, and a human.
Right, I'm the normal one here.
Normal is entirely subjective based on which nation you find yourself in. All of you are abnormal to the majority of Primal, given the majority population here is Dragonborn.
Well, I just
it's been a while since anyone's been quite that nice about it.
What can I say? Sometimes there is a nice one in the family.
And that would be Retsam.
Goes back to paperwork.
More referring to my own family, but of course, there is my youngest brother. No, not youngest anymore either.
How much would I know about the Dawn Hollows, other than the fact that they own the guild?
The Dawn Hollows, the last Lord and Lady Dawn Hollow were on the front lines when dealing with Tiamat. They are heroes of the last age, and they have close ties to the Malbec line, who are the monarchy of Maisonnaire.
Yeah.
You probably know one of them married into the royal line. But whether or not you piece which one and which one this is, you never personally met any of them. So
Fair.
You might know them by name if you get his name, but you would have to,
ask.
Yeah.
But yeah, once she's filled the paperwork in, she will slide it back over the desk to him.
Oh, good. He picks it up, has a quick read. Top copy is for you. He hands it back.
Thank you very much.
All right. Oh, we have the registration badges here somewhere. You get a nice little lapel badge.
Oh, nice.
Very quaint. Dad's idea. Mum asked why, and he simply said, "Locate object." And she smacked him upside the head.
Slightly.
She smacked him upside the head and said, "That's both a wonderful and a horrible idea."
Sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Oh, it's Kel.
It's
Or
pleasure to
Kellum,
meet you.
depending on how formal you wish to be today. Pleasure. He looks at the paperwork. Alice, yes?
Yes.
Oh, Oaks.
Dawn Hollow.
You... yes, you got it from the armor, I'm assuming.
It's not exactly subtle.
No, well, it's probably the only armor we have that isn't subtle, but given the nature of my mission here...
It's a pleasure.
Indeed. It's not often I get to wear the Dawn Hollow heraldry these days. Right.
Yeah, she will take the other sheet back and fold it up and put it in her pocket.
Interestingly, my father did mention your clan at least once. Great history of archery. He was quite a fan.
I'm honoured. Thank you.
He's no longer with us, though, so...
I'm sorry for your loss.
Sorry for yours.
She grimaces slightly, but inclines her head. Thank you.
If I do say so, I'm not the sibling to perhaps to give you the best statement to this effect, but that's a very nice bow you have.
I'm aware. They're treating me well.
Indeed. And Azentys, how are you faring?
Well, I'm alive in the majority of senses, so that's certainly a positive.
Alice, you'd immediately know, and Blitz, you might pick up on the fact he did not look at her name, he knew her name. Well, that's good to hear. I mean, I'd be curious as to what minority of senses you have found yourself dead, as that's most unfortunate.
That has yet to be seen.
Right. Well, that's not attempting at being mysterious. It's a common trait amongst all you adventurers, being, like, evasive attempts at mysterious.
Oh, there was no attempt. I'm still waiting to find that out.
Oh. I'd say see a cleric, but from what I'm told, you just have to look in a mirror for that these days.
I'm learning some things.
Good. Well, learning new skills is always important, and the choice of gods is not to be, he gestures vaguely, taken lightly.
Taken lightly.
Yes. Something along those lines. Though it is often the darker path to tread. It's worth it in the end. So
just out of interest, you're going to speak on behalf of Retsam, right?
Oh, who better than, one of the family members that owns the guild? I mean, my sister is the head of the guild, but unfortunately she can't be here. She's dealing with issues in South Sage.
Okay. So I can put you down for one? will you be bringing a friend?
I think if I brought my +1, this trial would go very differently.
Okay, let's not do that then. Unless you mean it's a good way.
Her wrath is best avoided where possible.
Okay, right. Well, I look forward to seeing you there. I know that Zanzyk will look forward to seeing you there. And more importantly, Retsam will love seeing you there.
There's only one person who won't be happy to see me, probably the Lord of the City.
They won't be, or they will be?
They won't be, nor will the clan lords or the clan heirs of this dwarven contingent.
Okay, how important are you?
Alice face palms.
Sorry, did I not? Oh, did you want the full instruction?
Blitz.
I don't know who you are. I just know you're the guy behind the desk.
Right.
I'm gonna hand over my paperwork.
How to put this delicately? No, fuck it.
Oh, this is why I like it.
You know Maisonner, the country across the sea?
Yes.
That's elven, makes a lot of wine, is really big and has
quite rich.
Has a really impressive military that's currently stopping a Knoll invasion of South, or holding back a Knoll invasion of South Sage.
Obviously, yeah.
Okay, you had no idea about the Knolls.
No.
It's not made it across the ocean yet. There's a ding, 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 ding outside. Knoll invasion of South Sage. Oh, I guess we are a little bit further than just across the sea, aren't we? There's a whole continent. Right, how to put this? No, I wasn't going to make this delicate.
You're important?
Yes. My wife, she's the queen.
Of?
Maisonner. My
Great.
title is technically...
Prince? No.
Yeah, well...
You're
yes
king?
No. Not royal. I'm prince, technically. I don't generally go by it, though. If you want the full name, it's Kellum Dawnhollow Malbec. Kellum Malbec Dawnhollow. I forget which way around we hyphenated it.
You said Kelv.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just keep it informal because I like that.
Yeah, Kellum Malbec Dawnhollow.
Okay, but you're going to speak for Retsam?
Yeah. I'm better than my sister.
Because she's a queen.
My sister, not my wife.
Alice face palms again.
My sister, the owner of the guild, inherited it from our parents. The guild is meant to be an apolitical institution. It being in my hands, as married to the queen of a country, would make it inherently a political institution.
Okay, but you're going to speak for Retsam?
Yes.
Good.
Yes. Surprisingly, I am well versed in these political shenanigans amongst legal trials.
Excellent. I'm going to finish off writing these out now.
Good.
I dug myself a hole that I don't want to get into any further.
So, yes, currently they don't know I'm here, nor does the Queen of Primor, which is always an interesting choice.
Isn't that going to cause issues?
What, the fact that I'm here?
Without the Queen knowing?
Possibly, though I don't imagine Thalia is going to attend this trial unless somebody has seriously pissed her off.
I don't think I've spoken to her yet.
That's probably a good thing.
Sorry, this squeaked. Good. That was really funny. That was just one point.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
So, yes, I've been doing my research. The Primorian head of the guild actually contacted my sister about a week ago in regards to the issues that may be faced here in regard when Pargo fell, namely the deal that was hinted at regarding your friend. So they reached out to my sister, and my sister went, "I'm currently dealing with a fuck-off Knoll invasion. Go bother my brother." Okay. And here I am. So your friend has a very interesting service record.
He's great. He's kept me on the straight and narrow.
That's not what the report says.
Oh, he has kept me on the straight and narrow, believe me.
Okay. Fair enough. No, hopefully we can get this sorted without too much of a kerfuffle, and I can go home.
To be fair, it's the straightest he's ever been.
Look, that sounds like a personal choice.
Religion changes people.
Alice blinks.
I blinked. I'm gobsmacked. That's a first.
He looks at his he's wearing a bracer along both of his arms. And you see a series of symbols carved into it. He's just looking at it. It's like, yeah, it does. Yeah. Do you know what else changes religion?
People?
When you go from being bound to one deity to that deity retiring, and your patron deity becoming your mother.
That sounds slightly terrifying.
That sounds complicated.
Yeah, welcome to my life.
Well then.
Yeah.
Out of interest,
sorry.
did you when you said that about the Knoll invasion and then the town crier started talking about it?
Yeah.
Did you send him a message?
No, that's called Goddard fucking with us.
I'm gonna look at Blitz and be like, I bet Kellen here and Ricklin would get along pretty well.
Oh, I haven't seen Ricklin in a number of years now. I don't think not since. Oh,
it was a while ago.
I can't talk about that incident still. I think I'm still under an NDA about that.
Wouldn't want to go breaking one of those.
Nope, especially not on foreign soil.
Speaking of which, I'm still well aware of mine.
Indeed, and please do be. And do not bring that up again, no, regardless of where it is. Don't. Because bringing it up is where you get my wife's wrath.
Oh, yeah, we don't want that.
No. And I can tell you, Thalia will throw you under that bus quicker than anything else.
Okay, and shall we depart?
Have you finished the paperwork?
I think I have. Does that look okay?
Look, I'll tell you what. I'll do you a favor. I will finish the rest of that paperwork, and you can not go digging yourself into more holes that make the guild look really bad, given you're a guild representative. How about that?
Would be much appreciated.
I
a step behind Blitz as Zanzyk is just going, thank you. What?
Hilarious. Right, and I'm going to say I don't think I've put you into disrepute. I made sure I haven't.
I have one name for you: Westminster. He is a wizard. He has sending, and my wife is actually
related.
No, not that. Westminster's wife is a old friend of mine, and mine actually. She's a wonderful lady. Please don't piss her off.
I don't. They just take it the wrong way. They just don't understand humour.
They do.
My humour.
I think you do.
Okay. Anyway, I'm going to go now. Because I need to go and do stuff.
No, hang on. He pats his pockets. I have something for you guys. Hang on. Where is it? I didn't hand you this. I definitely didn't do this in the middle of the guild. He hands you a letter, Azentys.
Oh, okay.
Do you flip it over to look at the seal?
Yeah.
It's got Alice will immediately recognise the seal, as will you, Azentys. It's a seal of the royal house of Malbec, the monarchy of Missonair. Now, do us a favour. Don't read that here. Take that out of here. He says, and his lips no longer moving.
Yeah.
Walk a good couple of 100 feet. Open your tavern door. Walk in there. Walk into the rec room, and then read that, and then take it to Zanzyk once you've read it.
Okay.
Have him read it, and then have him trace the runic array that's buried inside the seal that only a druid with Druidcraft can activate, and then it will burn.
Okay. No. Got it. Anything else?
Yeah, don't try and cheat Westminster at cards. It's a fucking awful idea.
I would imagine, yeah.
Noted. Okay.
I lost I lost my allowance that way.
Kitty, get off the thing.
Just don't try and cheat wizards at cards. Divination magic isn't actually a thing, by the way. Don't do stupid.
Don't be stupid. Okay. Good to know.
Without moving my lips and keeping my mouth shut, I was like, goodbye, and then leave.
Bye.
Very well. Stop by the tavern sometime.
Yes, I will definitely do that. Totally as I am and not in disguise.
Oh, yeah, I suppose that would possibly pose a problem. We'll have something sent over for you.
I'll just come by in disguise. It's fine. No one knows.
Fair enough.
As you guys walk out of the guild with your letter tucked into your, I'm assuming into your pocket at this point.
Yes.
There is a ding, 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 ding. No invasion of South Sage. Disaster strikes, city destroyed. People on the fleeing as slaughter ensues. Only city remaining, capital city, fair spell.
Oh dear.
Guild deploys owner to city to help bolster the defenses.
Right. Okay.
Lord Dawnhollow felled, holding back a monster, abomination from the deep.
Oh dear.
Let's go to the tavern.
There's some more
yeah, that's a good idea.
Primorian Navy moving.
That's a good idea. Okay. Go back to the tavern.
Yes.
You walk back into the tavern. Chris is actually sat on one of the tables that's been reconstructed, just reading a book.
Straight into that room.
Hand him the letter.
Chris takes the letter as you're walking past. He uses his claw to break the seal and reads it.
Essentially instructs him to do, or asks him if he could prepare the back room, because he is expecting a guest.
He watches 3 members of the party go into said back room that he's supposed to prepare.
This evening, and a number of patrons will be visiting said guest. He essentially explains what he said with the matron mother.
Fun. So the 3 members of the party that are currently not incapacitated and or imprisoned are in the back room of the pub. It's a small, essentially almost conference room. It's not anything to write home about, but there's a like a nice long table with some chairs.
This what did he call it? What did Kellen call it?
It's a letter. There's a seal, like a wax seal on the back of the letter.
I meant the room itself.
This is just
anyway. Okay, that's fine. Whatever. Okay, yeah, I will take the letter out and pop the seal.
You break the seal.
Yeah.
You fully opening the letter?
Yeah.
It says, "Dear wandering party, you are cordially invited to an audience with Her Majesty Queen Sayan Malbec Dawnhollow of Maisonnaire. It lists.
Fuck.
It lists.
Hold on, I'm not reading it out loud.
It then lists a time and a date for an audience. It requests you wear formal wear and appreciates the fact that this may not be possible. And it says, please. It says, she says, don't come in stuff that's covered in mud. Is essentially a helpful note that's been put on there. You get the difference between like a very like intricately written professionally in female hand, and then like Callum's postscriptum he's put on there for you.
Make sure your boots are clean.
Yeah, it says make sure your boots are clean. Don't come covered in blood. I did that once. Bad idea.
Oh boy.
It then stipulates that transport will be provided, and you can utilize. There will be a gentleman who comes to pick you up to ensure you're on time, and will then teleport you to the essentially to the castle. Where
how soon is this being requested?
probably sooner than you'd like.
Yeah.
But far enough away that if you need to go and have custom attire made, you've got plenty of time. You probably want to get Retsam off these charges pretty quick, is what your brain is giving you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. What time is it?
It's time we wrap up this episode.
God damn it!
But there's still so much to
How
do.
fucking dare you?
So we'll go for a.
Can we not just run to Zanz? And I need to get a message to bloody Rets. I know how to get the message to, and it will take
we'll
5
do this
seconds.
quickly. So you read the letter, Azentys. Do you read it aloud?
No.
Okay. What do you do with the letter once you've read it?
We may be traveling. Oh dear. I need to get to Zanzyk. He needs to see this. And I don't really give anybody a chance to react. Just kind of
Do
go.
what you're about to do. You can carry one other person with Dimension Door.
I'm gonna grab Alice by the elbow.
Okay.
Oh, that's rude. She's the one that could run to it first.
That's fine. I'm used to it.
It's just like, jump. Blitz is just there going, fuck.
Pretty much.
I grabbed the more reasonable person.
Thank you.
That is a compliment I've never heard associated with Beth or any of Beth's
I
characters.
know. Amazing.
Claire, we need to reevaluate our life choices.
Oh,
Oh,
I'm hurt.
spicy. Yeah. Zanzyk needs to see this. Let's go. Yoink.
I'm going to go to Chris after they just abandoned me
Mhm.
again. Write a quick note and say, Boots.
He hands you a letter.
Oh, sorry. He hands me a letter. What? Oh, okay. To give back to Zanzyk?
No, that's for you.
Oh, okay. I'm going to... a sheet of paper.
No, it's a sealed letter.
Oh, okay. I'll stick it down my breastplate. And I'll write the note I want, and I'll say, Boots. Wait for Flicker to turn up.
A boot lands on your head.
Flicker, I need you.
The dog appears, growls at you.
Retsam, good boy, good boy. Right, and stick a letter in his head, in his mouth, and say, for Retsam. Go.
The dog blinks at you.
Retsam, dwarf.
Reaches forward with its paw, hooks its paw in the boot, disappears. A boot then lands on your head.
It's a dick move.
Retsam,
That would be me.
a letter lands on your head.
I look up as if expecting there to be something else there.
There is nothing else there. The letter is slightly damp with dog slobber.
I shall read this letter.
Blitz.
Some prince or king or some guy called Cal likes you and will speak on your behalf. Now eat the letter.
Oh my god. The fuck?
I'd like to investigate the letter to make sure that it's not at all edible.
I'll give you the parchment, which is what this is. Beth, would you like to tell the party what parchment is made from?
So it's basically pressed wood chip, or leather, depending on whether it's parchment or vellum.
Ooh.
Which
How
would you
funny
rather
that.
this be?
I shall do my best to dispose of it in my
Give it to
let's
the
just
plant.
Brian bucket.
Oh, there you go.
It is disposed of in an unspeakable manner.
Oh god.
And then I'll make my way over there.
Zen, in these closing few minutes, as you are sort of settling in, you're like, we really need to get ready to leave. There's a cold gust of wind again as this blue arcane door just opens and Azentys now has just appear.
What did
And-
we say about knocking?
listen, it's really important, and just, skipping the formalities, hands you the letter.
Did you give my letter to the courier?
I'm bringing this to you. It seems to take more precedence. Once you read it, then I'm going to the courier. We may be traveling.
You said that.
We're being summoned.
By?
Remember before the fight, and I did the gobstopper, and I went somewhere else that I wasn't supposed to go.
That's a Malbec seal. We're being summoned to. Oh shit!
But we're being summoned by the Queen of Misonair.
Uh-huh.
Why? Why does she know us?
They're paying attention.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what Kellum Malbec Dawnhollow just said. Anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, he's gonna be talking for Retsam.
Wait,
You could.
I know that name, Malbec Dawn.
Yeah.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. They're the monarchs.
I thought the riot Dawnhollow took over the guild.
Yes. It's all that's said by a rather large white-scaled paladin who's just stood in the doorway just going, yes.
Oh, I mean, you might as well take the door off at this rate.
I mean, I did knock.
Sorry.
I had raised voices.
I apologize.
But
Sorry, I'll quiet down.
You see a rather large white-scaled dragonborn blocking the doorway to where you want to be. Blitz.
Yes.
You see a rather large white-scaled dragonborn blocking the doorway to the room you want to be in that contains Azentys and some other people.
I will do my politest. Oh, do I know him?
You do. You've insulted him several times. This is the big white dragonborn paladin.
Is this the one I think it is?
Oh,
Yes.
These are the two that. This isn't. No, I haven't insulted this one. I insulted the black and the white one together, but they weren't him. So, or maybe I've insulted him. I don't know.
You've insulted a lot of people.
No.
Have insulted them and haven't. This is the paladin that Zanzyk seems to have quite a lot of respect for.
Okay.
Claire, where is your dog?
In the lounge.
You're sure?
It's been very quiet tonight.
Because that did not sound like he came from the lounge.
Yeah, he's in the lounge.
Okay.
I'm going to knock on the back of his breastplate. I'd like to come in.
The scaled head just turns, so you just see one eye looking at you. He just leans down and grabs you by the scruff of the front. Are you wearing your armor, or are you just wearing clothes?
Absolutely.
He just grabs you by the scruff of your armor, like the bottom of your chest plate, and just lifts you like he's lifting a weight, and just pulls you round him and just pops you in the room.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
A
A Blitz has entered the room.
has been entered into the room.
The door put Blitz in the room.
Right. The only person we're missing now is Retsam.
Yes,
We have a lot to do
we do.
in a very short amount of time.
We didn't tell them, she points to Azentys and Blitz, about the other charge.
Huh?
They don't know.
Oh.
Yeah. Shit kind of happened. I forgot.
Retsam is being charged with treason.
As well as heresy.
Yeah.
There's a way. Alex Azentys, perhaps it is worth talking to a number of businesses that Retsam has dealt with
Yes.
as well. See if they will talk on his behalf, particularly the head of the orphanage, the chocolate shop. No buying gobstoppers.
The cabbage man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right now we need to fix this. Then we will deal with the letter.
Oh.
And a shit ton of other things that are on our list to do.
Right.
The seal.
Would the alehouse Drake
Oh.
be able to leave the pub and talk on his behalf? Because aren't they super rare and very picky about the people that they like?
Whether it is wise to put a
Drunk dragon.
in front of dwarves who are very disliked for dragons is another thing.
But it's
not
an
a dragon.
It's an ale.
They will regard him.
Are you sure? Surely it would be like a holy creature to them, being drunks themselves.
A dragon destroyed their entire city.
Is it
Zant.
right? Oh, I don't know. Okay.
They may not differentiate. I do not want to risk.
Zant.
Yes.
She'll motion for you to turn the letter over to look at the seal.
Oh. And
There's some fancy druid shit involved there.
I see what this is.
Mm.
And he just does it and just lets it burn.
The letter just and it's gone. And that, with the letter burning, is where we will actually end with this episode.
But there's still so much to do.